So I wanted to give an update on the kerosene heater. So at this point I have everything cleaned up that I'm going to clean up. And now we're ready to get the old fuel out of this tank and clean it up. So the other day I just started cleaning up the outside of the tank because it was really dirty. But I need to get underneath because that's where the draft tube is, and I want to make sure it's not clogged up with spider webs or what have you. And of course, in order to do that, to be able to flip this thing over, we got to get the fuel out of it first, because otherwise it'll just spill out everywhere and make a huge mess, which I already managed to spill a little of it all over the table here. So I was going to take it outside on the picnic table to do that, but apparently we're going to have snow showers today, and it's breezy outside, and the snow is blowing back in under the porch, and the last thing I want is to get any kind of water down in this tank, because that'll just booger things up. So I guess we'll go to plan B and take this sucker back to the laundry room, which has a tile floor. So if we spill, at least we're not going to spill all over the carpet. I guess we'll get the laundry that's back there good and stinky. This tank's a little bit of a booger to flush out because as you can see, it has like two chambers. Like the outer chamber is where most of the fuel sits, and then like it spills over into this little inner chamber where the bottom of the wick hangs down into that and soaks it up. And as far as I can tell, there's just a really thin, I don't know if we can see, maybe I can see better on the camera here, but there's like just a really thin little crevice in there where the kerosene spills over from the main tank into the inner chamber here, which makes it a little bit of a challenge to flush any kind of debris that's in there out of, and it, like any contamination like water or anything like that. I don't know how my grandfather cleaned this thing out after it was fully submerged in super muddy flood water, but somehow he managed it, because the thing was used for years after that. So anyway, let me take this back to the laundry room and get set up. So my plan is I have a like a triangular container that I believe is intended to be used for draining the oil from your car when you take the plug out of the oil pan. And I'm going to try to drain the old fuel into that. And then we can pour it from that into our containers here and take that off to be recycled responsibly. We're going to try to do this responsibly. So anyway, let me get that set up. Okay, so I don't know how this is going to work, but I guess we're just going to go for it here. Oh, beans. I guess we're just going to go for it. Where am I at on the camera here? I guess we're good. That's probably going to make a huge mess, but we'll try not to. There we go. Whee! Looks like cranberry juice. Oh boy. Now we're making a mess. So far we're getting her all in the catch basin here though, so that's what we were going for. Okay. Oh, there's more. Now, did we get it out of the inner chamber? We did not get it out of the inner chamber. Not quite sure how that's supposed to work. I tell you what. Let me see if I can get this fuel filler cap off of here. Stay tuned. So is this going to work? I don't know. Only time will tell. I have a ridiculously long screwdriver, but that's the way it goes. Oh yeah, that's going to come out here. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Fresh and Fabrizi, since we're in the laundry room. I don't know. Oh boy. I shall return. Now let's see if we can get the rest of this stuff out of here. Probably won't get it all, but I want to get as much as possible before I start flushing it with the clean heat. And boy, does this stuff stink. Normally I like the smell of kerosene, but this, what is it, 17-year-old kerosene or whatever? It smells quite foul. Oh. So, oh yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of crap in the tank, but fortunately, you know, unlike a fuel system on a car or whatever, it doesn't really matter how much debris is floating around down the tank, just as long as it's not water, because that, of course, is not going to get sucked up into the wick like the way it would into a fuel pump. So that should be okay. We just got to make sure that we don't introduce any water or other contaminants of the like into here. By the way, there's the igniter in it. That was random. Anyway, let's keep at it here. Oh yeah. I did turn the camera back on, right? Okay. Yeah, we're rolling. We're rolling. Let's move it this way just a touch. Yeah, we still got kerosene in the center chamber. I should probably be wearing gloves because this thing has some sharp edges on it. But I'm an idiot, so here we go. Oh. Well, that got it out of the center chamber anyway. I think that was most of it. So, gosh, I should have brought the bottle of clean heat back here with me. Or the jug, I should say. I'll be back. Here's what we're flushing it with. So I just opened it up. So this stuff just smells like lamp oil. It's probably basically the same thing, which is just like an ultra refined kerosene, I guess. Of course, back in the day, they all burned kerosene. Hurricane lamps, heaters, what have you. But nowadays, we have all these specialty fuels that cost $10 million. This stuff is not cheap, so I'm going to try not to waste it, but we'll see what happens here. So anyway, let's see what happens here. You got to make the old man noises when you do this. That helps. How big of a mess am I going to make? see what that does. Try not to get kerosene all over your wife's socks or bonehead. Whoops. Oh, beans. Well, that seems to be working. I'm going to put a little, see if we can get a little bit down in the center. I don't know how well this is going to work. Maybe I ought to use the funnel. This does not look too promising. Oh, beans. Okay. That'll be there. Then we'll just swish her around a little bit. Give her a good swish here. Make sure the camera's still running. Camera's still running. Seems like it might be working. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's getting that red dye out of there. Let's try it again. See what happens if I just put it in the center here. Instead of going through the fuel filler. We still lined up. Oh, yeah. Whoops. And I bumped it. There we go. Okay. Swish it around again. Yeah, that's getting that red dye out of there, that's for sure. It doesn't seem to be going back into the main tank, which seems odd. I don't understand how this tank works. It works. Oh, there it comes. All right. Give me one more here. What are we doing with the clean heat? Oh yeah. That was a bunch. Well, we got the red dye out of the center chamber anyway. Swish it around the outer chamber here. Whoops, making a mess. Give me one more. If it takes any more than this, I know this video is getting repetitive, so if it takes any more than this, I'm just going to stop the video. You get the idea. But this seems to be working alright. The tank's getting clean here. don't know if you can see in there or not, but we're getting the red dye out of it anyway. If I can, maybe like that. Whoops. I don't know, pour it back out again. Okay. I think I might do a couple more of those, but I'll spare you the monotony. And I think we're going to call it good for this video. In the next video, we'll reassemble the unit, I guess. I mean, I have a little bit of cleaning left to do, but it should be just minor. So yeah, probably next video we will reassemble the unit. Thanks for watching.